I don't know, whatever. Ooh, oh my gosh, it's Smash already. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow, started it off with Smash. It's gotta be third party. Because it's the Game Awards. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it could be anybody. It's Crash. Definitely Crash. It's Trunks. It's Trunks from DBZ. Who's that strong? Oh!
Sephiroth.
Oh, wow! Holy cow! What? Oh my gosh! Look at that! Holy cow! Nobody saw that coming! Nobody! It's like it makes sense, but I have not heard a single solitary person in recent memory suggest. Oh my god, that's incredible! That is amazing. That's so bizarre. Okay. Cloud was already amazing. I don't know, I guess I just didn't expect more. There wasn't always a lot of Final Fantasy. That was like the thing, you know? It was like, there's some Final Fantasy, but there's not that much. It's Smash! That's crazy. Sephiroth in Smash! Oh my god! Wow! Just to give us that imagery. Oh my gosh! I can't believe they opened with this. This is the very first thing. This is an awesome trailer. What? Oh my gosh. It's Sephiroth? That's so... This is unreal. This is not real. Oh my gosh, they did it again. Just something no one ever saw coming. Whoa. Oh, sick. That's so cool. December, cool. Oh my golly gosh. Oh, I'm glad I got the mic set up fast enough. Hello there, my friends. Please forgive the echoiness of this room here. I'm actually in my brand new office, but it has no furniture or anything in it yet. Nothing to, sound insulation, all that stuff. Nothing yet, so it's a little echoey. So naturally, I am here because I just watched the Game Awards, and there was a Smash announcement, and it was Sephiroth. It was Sephiroth. From the Final Fantasy games, you might know him. And I'm here to talk about that announcement because, wow. Wowie kaplowie, it was Sephiroth. So, okay, where do I even start? It was really awesome and interesting that they opened the Game Awards with this. It was literally the first thing. Like, there was the pre-show, and then right at 4 Pacific time, it's the first thing, boom, Smash reveal. Nintendo doesn't do a single other thing for the whole entire rest of the show. It's just this one thing, and I definitely thought it was going to be some weird third-party thing. I almost wish I had talked more about my predictions and stuff, just because, like, last time they did one of the Game Awards, it was Joker, so it was already like a big, third-party non-Nintendo thing. So now, not only did they do another one at the Game Awards, but they even announced it ahead of time, and so to me, that kind of communicated it was not going to be a safe Nintendo pick. It was going to be something that lots of people watching the Game Awards could enjoy, and I think that was a really, really smart move on their part. And here's the thing. I don't know why I have not heard more... I mean, you saw in my reaction, I kind of touched on this stuff. I have not heard anyone talk about Sephiroth as a potential character. And like when I'm writing my predictions video for next year, and I'm just like, even just when I'm thinking about it, I'll like even go on like lists of potential fighters. And maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough. I'm sure plenty of people have considered Sephiroth in Smash. It's a thing that they wanted, but I never really hear it seriously discussed. It's always, Dante, Sora, Crash, that kind of thing. It's almost like it was so unexpected, and yet it makes all the sense in the world. You know what I mean? Like, we got Cloud. I guess I was disarmed by the idea because it seemed like they were including Cloud just because they had to in Ultimate, because they had every other character. A lot of people were disappointed by the overall lack of like Final Fantasy kind of representation. Not a lot of music and stuff. So I don't know, like it almost seemed like yeah, I guess we can get him. I don't know how many Final Fantasy spirits there are. I don't recall there being a lot. I guess we'll get him just because we need all the characters. So like that's why it almost seemed reluctant. So I wouldn't have considered Sephiroth. And yet it makes sense. Like the whole thing, we've seen it again and again and again. The whole theme is the heroes and villains. They bring in Ridley, they bring in King K. Rool. Like it makes so much sense to have Sephiroth. Oh, he's another anime sword fighter guy, sure. But somehow I get the feeling that this is one anime sword fighter that not quite as many people are going to be upset about. There will be some. There will be plenty. But it's awesome. It's incredible. In the reveal you saw that. I like the music. The music was kind of low. And I was, of course, talking, so I couldn't quite hear it. So, like, way earlier, like, a good few seconds earlier than I realized that you can hear the music kick in. But it wasn't until, like, the higher violins kicked in that it really got it. And, I don't know. It was just, it was awesome. And I love how, I don't know, like, I think a lot of us were kind of scared, like, with the whole situation. I'll just call it the situation. We were afraid things would be delayed, things would be harder to do. I mean, because we were like, oh man, is Nintendo, like, not even able to make directs or whatever? But, like, clearly, they're working. Clearly, Sakurai and his team are working because, I almost expected, even if the character comes out, it's going to be like a cheaper reveal. It hasn't been, though. They've been very cinematic. This one was very, very cool, very epic, and fighting Cloud a whole bunch. Like, it really doesn't feel like they cheaped out in any way. You know what I mean? And, like, it's funny because there's part of me that going into this one kind of felt like they were. I'm like, oh, it's just another thing where they're facing the guy from the World of Light, and he's there, and then the character will come in and save the day. And that almost, like, it almost did at first feel a little like I kind of buy the numbers, It's a little bit like a heroes thing where it's just like they're facing the bad guy, but then he comes in. I mean, like, it's still fine. But I was like, oh, what are they running out of ideas? But then, like, no, because the whole thing they were trying to communicate was the canonical strength of this character. It's like, here's like the big final boss from World of Light, or at least the light version or whatever it is. Just the bad guy from World of Light, and then just slice him right in half. And so just it gets you thinking. I mean, like I even said it, like, was it Trunks? Like, it's thinking, who's that strong? Who could possibly do that? And that's why it's extra fun. Like, I in that moment, I got it. Like, that's why the fairly simplistic opener is because when you see, oh yeah, Sephiroth, he would do that. He would probably slice that guy right in two, wouldn't he? It's just so cool. Now, I have not played Final Fantasy VII all the way through. Played it when I was a kid. Wasn't smart enough to get very far. Played the beginning a bunch of times. And like years later, I picked it up again. Played like half of it. So I'm like not even super duper into like the character and like what he can do. But I did recognize a lot of the stuff there. And then see like his big like final form. I believe that's how he looks when he's like the last boss or whatever. As like I assume that's like a final smash or something. That is very, very cool. Did it show what kind of stage it was going to be? I didn't see that, but I'm sure that's going to be pretty epic too. So yeah, I'm not like super well versed on the character, but obviously I've known about him for a very, very long time. Final Fantasy VII and all of its, main characters and all that stuff. This is another one of those announcements that, okay, well, yeah, the unexpected thing. I love that. I love that they keep... it feels impossible at this point. It feels impossible to keep surprising us. I thought, especially with Steve, okay, sky's the limit. If it was Doom Guy or Master Chief, I wouldn't have even been... Okay, Doom Guy would have been surprised, but like even Master Chief at one time would have been so bizarre, and now I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, somehow Sephiroth, like just the unexpectedness of that pick, how nobody was even talking about it. I love it. They are continuing to do it. I don't know how, but they are continuing to do it. Just a cool thing. You know, there isn't even really that. I mean, I guess technically the Final Fantasy VII Remake came out recently, so there's like sort of a tie-in thing there. Maybe that was why Square Enix, maybe they approached Nintendo and said, hey, we want to do some cross-promotion. We got a new Final Fantasy VII game coming out, so maybe this is a good time for Sephiroth. I mean, it really does make sense. That came out this year. But like, I don't know, it was yet another one that now, looking forward... Who even knows? Every time it's crazy, I expect a safe pick the next time, a safe like Nintendo thing. But at this point, there's no knowing. There's no possible knowing. We try to say that we know or that there's a pattern, but there isn't. Sephiroth is in Smash. Like, Cloud was already so crazy. It's Cloud. Oh my gosh, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. It's the kind of thing that you tell your kid self and they wouldn't believe you. But now just like going one step further. One step further... Sephiroth is in Smash. That feels even more bizarre than saying Cloud is in Smash. By a degree of like 10 somehow. Because Cloud is the iconic character. Sephiroth, he's the villain. I don't know. I love it though. I should probably stop just babbling about it. It's just so much fun. I love that they are still able to surprise us. And I love that they're still willing to dig deep into these characters that just resonate with people. Final Fantasy VII was such a massive, massive deal. So many millions of people. It means so much to them. And so it's another one of those picks that made so many people scream and jump up and down. And I love those. You know, the real streamer bait reveals. And I love that. Especially like after Steve. Steve is a really huge deal. Because of how big Minecraft is, but I do know there's a lot of people who are like grumbling about it or whatever. Sephiroth though, like, come on. That's just awesome. That just makes the little kid inside just scream with glee. I love to think, it's one of those ones where you see it and I'm just like, man, I wish I could be everywhere in the world at once right now so I could see how many people are just jumping for joy. It's such a cool thing. Sephiroth is coming to Smash Bros. That is a real thing that I'm saying. And if the next pick, if it does end up being safe, a Nintendo thing, I can only hope that it's a champion from Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity. I really don't think so. There's no one champion that is like the favorite, I don't think. While we're on the subject though, I hope it's Urbosa. She's my favorite, I decided. Anyway, thank you for joining me here with the thing, with me talking about the thing. What do you think about the thing? Go down in the comments and tell me what you think about Sephiroth in Smash. Did you jump up and down? Are you mad it's another sword-wielding anime fighter guy? You're wrong. It's cool. No, anyway. Have a good day. Thank you. Goodbye.